many of us have more than one bike, so I was curious how we decide the bike for the ride. We'll get to the bottom of this, all while doing an exploratory mission that Ron designed, or is designing. It's not done yet, and later I'll let you know what I think is the best bike for your next ride.
Oh boy.
So one of the first things I like to do is know what the route is gonna be. Is it mixed terrain? Is it all rambunctious? Are we just doing smooth miles?
Oh, you gotta know what kind of tasting rooms you're going to. Is it gonna be a spicy Pinot, fruity rosé, or a full-bodied Malbec?
For example, today's mission is a mixed terrain ride with a bit of pave, gravel, and a huge chunk of unknown single track in the middle. So there wasn't a clear, definitive answer on which bike would be the proper bike for this mission.
I'm gonna take a gamble on the ramble.
Because of all this single track, we were thinking maybe a hardtail would be optimized. But then there's a lot of transport stage on this route, so maybe a gravel bike would be the best way to go. Ron, what's the first thing that you think about when you're choosing the bike for the ride?
I usually think at the deepest end, how gnarly does it get? You want to factor that in, you want it to be able to handle that, but then you look at what you do the most of for the longest. And then you say, well, what's going to be the most fun? It's like choosing a video game character. You say, do I want speed? Do I want strength? Do I want stamina? And then you pick two.
Get over here!
For example, for this exact ride, I was pretty much decided on taking a hardtail. I set it up, and then... Wait, what did happen? I took a closer look at the route and realized there's kind of a lot of pavement and a decent amount of gravel. I knew the middle of this was going to have unknown quantities of potentially very aggressive single track. So I decided to split the difference and went with the cutthroat. It's like it was made for this situation. It's a drop bar mountain bike, carbon fiber with 700C wheels and 2.25 tires. It's got an eagle range of gears and enough swagger to max your payload.
More swagger than Johnny Depp pretending to be Keith Richards.
So the cutthroat, it just made sense. It covers all the bases. It's an aggressive drop bar ramble rouser. Uh-oh. Oh my God, really? It's like 20%. As far as gravel bikes that I've ridden go, the Salsa Cutthroat is one of the most capable, stable, and ramble-ready bikes I've ever ridden. It's extra. It's gravel plus. Hey, where are you going? And I forgot to mention, it has a dropper. Maybe is it monster gravel? So for that gravel slog and that bit of road, this thing did great. Slow and low, comfortable, it just gets you there. And then there was this. And yes, a straight up gravel bike would have been fine for this. But ultimately, I am always trying to optimize for fun. So Ron, how did you decide to ride this bike today?
Right here.
Very steep.
Optimized for the trails. We got a lot of unknowns. We got a lot of single track. We got a lot of ferns and berms.
Be careful now.
It's best to go with something that can kind of do it all.
Oh, this is really steep. What are you riding today?
It's a custom steel adventure hardtail. Why adventure hardtail? So you can adventure out to your hardtailing. And then you can do all your rumple bump out in the stuff, but you can ride back. And it's actually much more comfortable than riding like a more traditional triangular kind of like hardtail.
Whoa.
It's kind of like an adventure bike on steroids.
Oh God.
It's not like a drop bar gravel bike. It's actually designed to be a kind of a hardtail like this. So, yeah.
Open it up. This is basically the exact scenario for what that bike was built for.
Yeah, you kind of ride the stuff, and then ride away from the stuff.
Oh, it's rogue back here. Chunky, dirty, slippery.
It's like a little wonderland.
You know what's funny is we both basically have the same bikes in totally different
Conspiracies.
They're like brothers from different mothers. His is steel, mine is carbon. His is flat bar, mine is drop bar. He has suspension, mine is rigid. His are 650, mine are 700. It's all the same, but just slightly different approaches.
Whoa. Whoa, that is deep.
Is that rideable?
I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Oh, I did it! Steep. 26%. Oh boy. Oh Jesus. Oh shit. Oh no. Fuck. Oh God. Oh, that was brutal. Brutal. And if you only have one bike, exploring larger tire sizes, if your frame can accommodate, will unlock a world of capability for you. Oh, Jesus. Hey, quick side note. These Gore Distance thermal bibs are absolutely the best winter thermal bibs I've ever ridden. The chamois is amazing, the price is right, and they are good in cold weather. I'm just saying. The one thing to note, the leg opening is a little tight. Besides that, best winter bib ever. It's the chamois and the thermal and the fit.
Telling you I want you to stay. I want you to want to stay. Well, you're gonna have to anyway, cause I got to do it now.
And if your frame has tight clearance, check to see if you got extra room in your fork. Often this is the case. And what you can do is add a larger tire to the front, and that will do a lot for capability, surprisingly. If you grew up with BMX, you know this is a thing. If you didn't, now you know. Yeah, bigger in the front, smaller in the back, totally works. Sketch, 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 slick. Yikes. Wait, I'm curious, do you optimize for speed, the deep end, or do you only have one bike? Yeah, we are definitely coming out on someone's private property here.
This is love again. Yeah. Telling you I want you to stay.
And on, is it too soon for goo?
It's always too soon for go.
All right.
It's time for a rookie mistake and an absolute pro move. Actually says rookie mistake on it. I don't know why.
Part of the magic of this bike are the Chris King wheels, and part of the magic of those wheels is the fact that they're built with fusion fiber. It's a miracle of modern technology. It's got just the right tone and the perfect pitch. Ride feel is pretty remarkable compared to carbon. And it's recyclable. Come on, can't do that with carbon, but I still love carbon. I'm here for the innovation. Classic. We got a couple hours ride left and only a couple hours of daylight left. Wish us luck. Let there be smooth. We made it, and not a moment too soon. Look at that sun just dipping away.
That's just how you learn stuff. You learn stuff as you go.
Do you feel like you picked the right bike for that ride? Yeah.
For the middle. Well, I would have ridden an adventure bike, drop bar adventure bike, but the mountain bike is the bike that I had today. And oh my God, there's a child driving a Jeep.
And that's a great segue to what I wanted to share with you is, what's the perfect bike for the ride? The short answer is there is no perfect bike for the ride. Every ride is gonna have good and bad, no matter what bike you choose. There's just gonna be moments that match up better to the rig that you have. Am I talking myself into a corner? Just like Ron said earlier, you sacrifice a little speed for a little more endurance. You wanna throw a fireball, you don't get to throw ice crystals. It's all a balance. There is no right, there is no wrong. The goal is to optimize for fun. But after I had that whole monologue, I feel like I did pick the perfect bike for the ride today.
And the ride by the numbers?
You're looking the wrong way. You gotta look over here. 5 hours, 30 minutes rolling time.
51.69 mileage. Milography.
And 6,603 feet of elevation.
Hey, you got your funny stick in your hand. Funny sticks.
Now, to put all of this into perspective, you're gonna need to watch this video where I tell you which bike I would pick if I could only have one bike. It should fill in some blanks, help out, tantalize that frontal lobe.